Hello, highly esteemed learners, and welcome back to English with Teacher Dixon. I'm excited to have you here. Today, I want us to delve into the letters of the alphabet alongside the sounds they represent, and particularly the English consonant letters. In English language, we have 21 consonant letters out of the 26 letters of the alphabet. And each of these consonant letters has its sound or sounds. In other words, all the consonant letters are used to represent sound. That's why in words, you have a combination of letters, but what they are going to speak out, what they are going to, your pronunciation is going to be the sounds you have underneath those letters. So it is very important to study sounds alongside letters of the alphabet, because that will help you to get acquainted with not only the sounds but also the letters representing them. So I'd like you to pay apt attention as I delve into this particular aspect, which is equally very important. Another point of emphasis here is that it is not all the letters of the alphabet that can represent sound. Sometimes we have a combination of letters representing a sound. Hence, we have more sounds, more consonant sounds than consonant letters. For instance, we have 24 consonant sounds, yet 21 consonant letters. That's to say, some letters will hold hands to produce different sounds. So it's very important you pay attention to this particular lesson and get to know these different letters that are sometimes combined and those ones that can independently represent sounds. So let's get to it. Here we have English consonant letters and sounds. The very first consonant letter we have here out of the 21 consonant letters we have in English language is letter B. And letter B can be realized as B. That's the sound underneath letter B, as in bat, habit, cap. Then in some words we have letter B, but the letter B is not realized, meaning that letter B in these words are silent. And examples of such words are death. This is not depth, but death. We have lamb. In lamb, the MB at the end is realized as because letter B is silent. And in subtle, we don't have the sound. What we have is the T, subtle, not subtle. Then we also have in submit. It is not submit. The sound is silent in this word. Moreover, we have the letter C, and letter C is realized in the hard form and also the soft form. In the hard form as K and in the soft form as S. So letter C is not a sound, it's just a letter. We have other symbols representing the sounds we have in place of letter C. So wherever you have letter C, you either articulate it as K or you articulate it as S. And most times you articulate it as K when it comes before letter A, O, or U, as in words like cat, corn, cup. Then you articulate it as S in words that it comes before letter I, E, or Y. Remember what I said, that letter Y is equally a vowel letter as well as a consonant letter. So in some words, you have letter Y realized as a vowel sound, either E or I, as the case may be. So in this case, when you have letter C coming before I, E, or Y, it is realized as S. For instance, in words like scent, city, cycle, letter C in these words are realized as S. Also, we have number 3, which is letter D. Letter D is realized as D, as in dog, dead, red. So we have it at initial position, have it at initial and final. We also have it at final position. You can have it at medial position like riddle, cuddle, and so on. However, we can realize letter D as J or D and Y, depending on the word location. Mostly when we have this letter preceding letter U, as coming before letter U, likely to realize it as J or D. As in gradual, gradual. We have educate, then we have graduate. So if you look at the transcription of graduate, you see in place of letter D, before the U, the U sound, we have G and Y combined as consonant cluster. Then we have in educate, in place of letter D, the J sound. The same thing applicable to gradual. Moreover, we have the letter F. Letter F represents the sound, which is a voiceless labiodental fricative sound. And then we can have this in words like fan, coffee, roof. Fan, you have it at the initial position. Coffee, you have it at the medial position. And then roof, you have it at the final position. Also, let's look at letter G, which can be realized in the hard form and also the soft form. In the hard form as a plosive sound, and then in the soft form as an affricate sound. So here we can realize G as G, as in words like go, gold, gum, and gown. We can also realize letter G as J, J, as in giant, gym, and many other words, gentle. However, there are some words with letter G, and the letter G is silent because we can't realize them in those words. And a typical example of them are gnome, sign, nash. In these words, we have GN, 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 and in place of those three GNs, we have the sound. So mostly when we have G after, when we have letter G before the letter N or before the sound, so we're likely to have the sound dominating instead of the G. So in these words, we have gnome, sign, and nash. Moreover, we have letter H representing the glottal sound, as in words like heart, behind. However, there are some words that we have letter H, but the letter H are not articulated. Words like honor, hour, this is not here, but honest, honorable. So these words have silent letter H. Right. Then we have letter J, which is most times very confusing for students. Sometimes students think that this particular letter represents the sound that looks like it, which is the Y sound that looks like this letter. But that's not true. Letter J represents the J sound, which is this symbol, and not the one that looks like J. That one is ye, often represented by letter Y, as in yet, yes, and so on. But for where we have letter J, the sound we have there is J, as in jam, major, enjoy, jet, and many more. We also have the letter K, which represents the K sound, as in kite, baker, cake, and many other words. However, we have the silent K in words like night, no, and neat. So whenever you have this kind of combination, note that that's the combination of letter K and M in words. Note that the sound will dominate that location. Hence, you will not be able to realize the k sound. Hence, we have night, no, and neat. Moreover, we have letter L, which represents the liquid lateral sound, as in light, lead, full. In light, we have it at the initial position, the same thing in lead, but in full, we have it at the final position. Furthermore, we have the nasal sound, the bilabial nasal sound, here, and it is represented by letter M, as in man, summer, room, fame. So we have different words represented by the different consonant letters in English. So I'll advise you, while studying the sounds of English language, also pay apt attention or take cognizance of the letters of the alphabet that can represent each of them. Just like I said previously, sounds are what we hear, but letters are what we see. While you're reading, all you see is letter, whereas what we are pronouncing must be the sounds of English language. So you have to balance up these two aspects. Ensure you learn these consonant letters of English language and the sounds they represent, and do well to use them on daily basis in your conversation with people and when you're speaking and addressing the public. Thank you very much for watching this video. I'd like you to do me the favor of subscribing to this channel and also comment, like, and share this video. Many thanks. I remain your very own teacher Dixon.